Remember that there are some changes in pressure, the force of air above us. And it can be a high pressure, or low pressure. And we have areas on planet Earth with high pressure and they change to low pressure because that's the way air moves. Always from high pressure to low pressure. And it changes on and on and on. Have you ever heard after the rain comes the sun? Pretty much this is what happens. We have a really beautiful sunny day and it might end up in a cold, humid day because that's the way air moves because of, we talk about the Coriolis effect. Now we're going to do a little craft to explore the idea to prove that air travels from high to low pressure. And for that we need a lighter. Excuse me, where's the lighter? Right here. Careful with fire. We need a cup. There we go. The cup. We need a candle, a dish, and you may use some food coloring. What we're gonna do, we're gonna see that the oxygen molecules in the air are all equal at this time right now. But you know what happens when we light up this candle? That the fire, it's gonna burn some of those oxygen molecules. And then let's see what happens. All right, I'm gonna light the candle up. And who can help me cover the candle? Both of you at the same time with Camila's help. There you go. Nice job, meteorologists. And then let it go, let it be. Now all that oxygen molecules, they were burned up. And what happens is that because air travels from high to low pressure, the amount of molecules inside of the cup were reduced. That means that the outer air has got a higher pressure, high pressure. And air wants to always be equal. For that reason, the air outside the cup wants to try to meet the air inside. And what's in between? The water. That's the reason the air outside pushes the water in. If you take a look at this diagram, here we have, just gonna pick a random number, 6 molecules of oxygen. You see? Can you help me count, Dario?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. And then now we cover the candle with the cup or jar. And then we give how many outside? Dario, Camila?
1, 2, 3.
And how many inside?
1, 2, 3.
And then now, if we take a look at the next step, once the fire burns the oxygen molecules inside, there is higher pressure outside. And remember, the air travels from high to low pressure. That means that the air outside the container pushes the water in because it wants to meet that air and keep the same pressure. That's the reason that the water rises and we see in this last 4 steps. And this is what happens in weather. We have some high pressure where the air sinks and it dissipates all that water in the air. We have clear skies, we have a beautiful weather, and it goes, remember, from, say, high pressure to
Low pressure.
And because it moves from high to low pressure, then low pressure works like a vacuum, and then it absorbs, it converges all that air, and it makes it rise up. And as it goes up, it cools, and it cools down to the dew point, condensation and precipitation would happen? We would have a humid, wet weather.